Let's do it. Round 6 preview. Why are we starting with Carlton again? Primetime Blues games suck. I absolutely hate them now because everybody it's ritual humiliation. Like that's what it is. It's like you're joining a frat and you're made to like streak through the quad. And everyone's just going, look at their tiny wang. The Blues are 14.5-point underdogs at the moment. Well, they were at the time I wrote this. Let's see if it's... call me crazy. I might take the Blues plus 14.5 here, Jez, because...
Jim, you're crazy.
This is backs against the wall. This is a Pies team that doesn't have Darcy Moore, doesn't have Steele, doesn't have De Goey. They'll probably still beat us, but I'll take the plus 14.5 if the Blues can just gum it up and away we go, right? I think there's maybe just enough there on the wide terrain of the MCG. I think they might have a little bit more of a shot. I don't know if they win, but I think it'll be closer than maybe I expect.
I'm going to do something controversial here and check the weather.
Oof.
Because that might change my tip. Only because of the way the weather affected the game. Oh, it's going to be 25 with a
it's a beautiful
change.
Day, isn't it? Yeah.
Mostly sunny morning, very high chance of showers, most likely in the afternoon and evening.
All right.
So that doesn't give me much. I'm going to take the Pies to cover that line. However, I may change my tip at the last minute. Because I think honestly, I think the weather's going to play a big part in the result. I think that the Pies will still win either way. But yeah, if it's bucketing down from the word go, I think it'll be a lot closer, and we might see something similar to the Collingwood Freo game. Hopefully not. But
there we are.
See what happens.
Cats, Dogs, awesome game. Down at GMHBA, or is this a Marvel? I can't actually remember off the top of my head.
Taxpayer Stadium? I'm not sure.
It is a Taxpayer Stadium, GMHBA.
It is?
10.5-point favourites are the Cats. I feel like I've got to go with the Cats with the Dogs' injury woes. Blixav's in his 300th game. It should be a really good game. The 10.5, I just don't know. The Dogs, that was a pretty rough capitulation at times, I thought. And I feel like the Cats at home might have a little bit of that sort of same, we can sort of keep you at arm's length. You don't really stress too much about the ruck situation against the Cats. Like they're not going to have that they're possibly not going to have that giant domination. But Blixavs and co are probably okay against whoever the Dogs are out there, but I'll still take the Cats.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Cats. Blixavs plays his 300th game this week, which is pretty good, considering he's basically a Swiss Army knife. So, yeah, I'll go there. I think the Cats will be too good. I think they'll run away with it after half time and probably be about 5 or 6 goals. So,
23.5-point line in this Sydney derby. The Battle of the Bridge. You got to remember, it's not the Harbour Bridge either. It's the Anzac Bridge. It goes to the west.
Do you really want it then?
Who cares?
Is it the battle for who gets to blow it up, or?
It's the battle for no one's going to be watching this. But the thing is, my favourite story that popped off this week, literally today, was seemingly that Sydney and GWS realised they were playing on Friday this week today.
Yes, I did see that.
Like, hang on. Wait, why are there 2 games on Friday? Why is there a clash? Like, why don't we have a standalone? And everyone's like, did you not look at the fixture before now? What is happening? And
even they're like, they don't want to play in the game.
So I think the way that the explanation is like simply they can put it on a Friday night. They can put it on free to air up there, and it should rate way higher than like whatever the Cats Dogs game would rate up there in Sydney, etc. Whereas a Sydney GWS game in terms of the ratings down here, like it's basically trying to get the best 2 ratings together on a Friday, and you're like, okay, sure.
Whatever. And if they put it on Saturday on Fox, where it's exclusively pay TV, they probably wouldn't get the ratings that they would get. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think out of state as well, like it's always a little bit different, but there you go. I don't think the Swans will be too. Just trying to figure if I just saw that mouse that's in this room. Oh, look out. Bit of a flash out of the corner of the eye. Anyway.
Ooh, look out.
GWS very good. I think losing Caniglio and co is a real kick in the guts, though. I'm going to take the Swans minus 23.5. I think they win this one almost going away. So let's go the Swans.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think the injuries and the outs are going to hurt for the Giants, and I think the Swans are obviously never going to lose a game again. I think they're on an absolute heater at the moment, and they're going to smash anyone who's not up to it.
Especially at the SCG. I mean, the derbies have been really, really fun. We had the finals derby a couple of years ago that was an absolute belter that GWS completely bottled. And I mean, I just think Sydney, just their depth, even with like a couple of the dudes that they lose Gould and like it felt like it was a tough one, but I just trust them against GWS, who
I
again
feel like GWS really need a massive game out of Toby Green, and if ever there was going to be a game for him to do it, this is it. But he hasn't really fired a shot yet, and this could be the week. But I still think the Swans will cover. My
beloved Gold Coast Suns against your beloved Essendon Jez. Here we go. It's a battle of the podcast because I'm a Suns fan now. 42.5 point line are the Suns favoured by at home. I just need to quickly reference a map, and yes, at home, the Gold Coast Suns are above the 27th parallel, so I will be taking the Gold Coast Suns to do a bit of a demo job on your beloved Bombers. Sorry, Jez.
Well, I'm going to ride the high, and I'm going to take us to cover.
Nice.
I said I wouldn't do it again, but I'm a born-again, renewed man. I've got confidence and hope. Bombers are going to cover that line.
All right.
Come on.
I think we've got a Carrara fortress up there at the Suns. Hawthorn are 40.5 point favourites in the Ken Hinkley battle. The fly away Ken Hinkley battle. Hawthorn Port Adelaide.
Flappy bowl.
40.5 is a bit. It's now actually 42.5. And wow. I kind of think I'll still take the Hawks.
Yeah.
That is a rough one, isn't it? I don't know.
That's at Marvel.
Yep. Bit of a strange one.
That's a very odd one.
Port aren't usually too bad at Marvel. Like it's one of the like sort of strange quirks, isn't there? They're not horrible there. The Hawks, 42.5 without Marbior. Can they do it? I think they can. I think they just run over the top of the power.
I've said repeatedly, I don't rate the power at all. And I think that once the Hawks get a bit of a roll on, they'll be very hard to stop. So I think you might see a nice big bag from Gunston or Lewis or both. And Jack Ginnivan's been unreal too, so look out.
One of the underrated sort of misfires from the Pies has been giving up on Ginnivan, right?
Yeah.
They've got a dearth of young talent on that team, and like they just went, nah, he's just a bit of a head case.
He's starting to mature, and he's playing some really good quality football for them. So
the Crom versus the Saints. The Crom are 15.5 point favourites at home against the Saints. Does St Kilda stay there the entire week? I don't know. This is a weird one too.
You would, wouldn't you?
I mean, probably. Like just if you want to go home, it's only an hour, but yeah. A couple of wineries though. Just go hang out.
Ross has probably got them running laps up and down the West Beach.
Who are you going to take in this one? I don't mind the Saints plus 15.5.
Yeah, I just don't trust St Kilda, but at the same time, I haven't seen anything from Adelaide that's given me a lot of confidence. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Crows. I'm going to back the Crows because I do think they're a better side than they've been playing. I think that they would have gotten a little bit out of that win against your old team now that you're a Suns man. But I think they'll have a good outing this one. I think they're due to have a good win, and I just don't trust St Kilda. So.
It's a slightly short week for the Saints on the Sunday turnaround, but I mean, if they just stay over there, then it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I don't know. I just feel like the Saints had a bit of a vibe in that power game that I feel like they can just take over the Adelaide one. But
Yeah,
right,
maybe.
Sunday, North versus Richmond.
Richmond.
25.5-point favourites of the Roos. I'm taking them in a heartbeat. I think they're just better, deeper, more talent. It's like a Radiohead album. Better, deeper, more talented. Like, yeah, sorry, Tigers, but I don't think the
Yeah.
first win happens here.
I think the Tigers are in for quite a few weeks of pain now that Essendon are unstoppable. They probably can't even look together to into dream time. So I'm going to go with the North Melbourne Kangaroos Football Club as well.
Suva could kick an absolute packet, I think, in that
They've
one.
been quiet the last couple of weeks, so he's due.
Melbourne plus 20.5 against the Lions. It's 21.5 now too. So this is at the G on Sunday afternoon. That should be a ripper game, actually. Beautiful.
Depends which
beautiful.
Melbourne turn up. If the Melbourne that thinks they've already got it in the bag, like they did against Essendon, but I could see this. I think this one will go the same way as the St Kilda Brisbane, the North Melbourne Brisbane. I think that Brisbane will win, but I'm going to take Melbourne to bounce back and cover.
Nice.
So I like it's a good sort of line where it could go either way. It could quite easily also go quite heavily Brisbane's way, but I think I think Melbourne will cover. So.
This is one of those underrated sort of rivalries as well. Like every time, what was it, the Melbourne Brisbane game 3 years ago where the lights went out? Crazy stuff.
Scoreboard catch fire as well.
Always just weird stuff happens Melbourne Brisbane, but I think the Lions. I feel like, I don't feel like they've got too many qualms about playing at the G anymore, so I think I'll take them. And finally, we finish off with what do they call it, a derby or a derby over there in the West? It's a derby, isn't it?
Derby.
You're a derby. So 42.5-point underdogs are the Eagles.
Do you know what I think of whenever I see the derby? And that jumper, the throwback jumper from last week, is Dale Kickett absolutely laying into Michael Gardner when I think he was in his first season. And it was just, Dale Kickett's arm was just like a windmill, throwing punch after punch. And that was definitely old school footy there. But that's what that jumper reminds me of with the derby. It's great.
Like it. West Coast. Am I crazy for thinking 42.5 might be a bit too much?
Yes, because I'm going to take West Coast as well.
Because
I think
they've kind of been close-ish.
And Freo, as good as they have been, they haven't, aside from Melbourne, they haven't really punished anyone yet. And I think if the crowd gets on side, if it's a West Coast crowd, they're going to they're going to be even more parochial and vocal, or whatever you want to call it, than they normally are, and probably 10 times more feral. So I'm going to go with West Coast as well to cover that. So
they lost in the game last year by 38, I want to say. There was the West Coast home game, and then when it was the Freo home game, it was 126-77. I feel like the Eagles are a little bit better this year. Losing Dev Robertson hurts, obviously, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The 42.5. Picks tracker. We split the picks again this week, so it's 23-26. So Jez is still 3 up on me. Right. Sleevo's Punters Club. What do you got for us this week, Jez?
Well, I'm going to ride on the fact that the Swans aren't losing ever again. I'm going to go with Isaac Heaney, 25 disposals and 2 goals.
Nice.
That'll get you a couple of shekels for your dollar. Against
GWS,
I think he's
pretty great games against them too.
Yep.
How
about you, Jim?
What was yours last week? Voss 3+.
Yeah, Voss, and he sputtered it up. So
no one did anything. I had Adelaide 60+ if they were going to belt them. I looked like I was absolutely bang on at halftime, but
I think the rain killed us there.
Yeah, absolutely it did.
Bloody rain.
I remember. I think someone was actually tracking the over/under for that game for the Blues, and it was like by the first quarter, you're like, "Oh, this is done," and then by the half, you're like,
"We're on here."
And the 3/4, you're like, and then they sort of just kept on scoring. Yeah. I'm going to go Ben King.
Ooh.
Big day against your Bombers, 5+. I think he gets absolutely off the chain against the Bombers, and it's just peppered into that forward line. Flip side, Ben Long, 2+, Ben Long 3+ is probably also where I'd go. Ethan Reid 2+. Like there's a happy sort of middle ground where if you go maybe Ben King, like all of them 2+, you're probably going to hit a few of those, I reckon. I think, they have themselves a bit of a feast against your Bomb Rays, which is a tough one, but you get that on the big
if they kick 2 each, that's only 8 for Gold Coast, and we'll kick 20. So
27.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Nice one. All right, there you go. You know what?
That's it.
That is it. That's the Gather Round Wrap Show. That's the Round 6 preview. It's all going on. It's we're really hitting peak AFL media, circling and following their own tail. Damien Barrett. Oh, they should play the showdown in Melbourne. Yeah, amazing work. Just red meat in front of the Dogs. But still, I'm excited about this week. It should be a really fun one. Carlton, Collingwood. I don't know if I'm going to be excited about that. I hate losing to Collingwood more than anything. There was, I don't know, tomorrow we should just do an extra show and rank all 99 of Nick Dacos's games. So,
yeah, why not?
just what we need to do.
And the ones he should have got votes in that he didn't.
Like it. Follow us on all the socials, obviously, Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube. We've got our very own YouTube channel as well, so go check that out. Jump in the comments, say g'day, send through nars on the socials.
More nars. Thanks, Dave. Sorry to out you for your drunken posts.
It's a good one, though.
It was a great one.
So hit us up in the DMs and away you go. But make sure you're subscribed on your podcast app of choice. Get around the YouTube as well so you can watch this. It splits up into 3 bits, so it's a little bit easier to watch. But that's it. Jez, you got anything else to throw in there?
Go Bombers.
Not bad. Almost a full year without a win. You got to be up and about. I appreciate that.
I am up and about.
All right.
Go Dons. All right.
Till next week.
Footy's back.
Footy is back. This is Footy Unfilterated. See you next week.
Hit reset and start again, 'cause we'll all drown